Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Gdf Diaries. Today we are joined by Mohammed. Thank you for coming on the show. I'm really looking forward to it because I feel like this is going to be very interesting. You're going to probably teach me a lot. So yeah, I might as well dive straight in.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a bit of what you've experienced or your story or things that you just want to bring light to for us, to us?
About so basically about Pakistan, like when you're young and like when you're still more or less in your control of your parents, and when they think is the best option to go Pakistan and learn them values, and learn or be brought up the way they did 50 years ago, and how sometimes it turns a bit rebellious.
Yeah, that's the same with our culture as well.
Yeah, every culture is like that, but then there's something where you force to take to someone and force them to stay there, and then they're against their own will, and then the bounce back effect is sometimes it can be a bit bad. Do you understand? Yeah.
So in terms of bounce back effect, what do you mean? Like how they react to what they've been through whilst they was there, or just
like
their parents?
say like I got took there when I was 15, 16, and I was just newly getting into going out. And so when I was younger, I was like out of the three brothers, I was the youngest, no sisters and stuff. So when I newly started getting into like chilling out on the streets and stuff, my family kept forcing me in. I went to private school from like Islamic school from 9 till 4:30. Then I was memorising the Quran by heart. I used to be there from half. So I was in like education from the minute I wake up to the morning I get home. So I used to like going out, but the minute they seen is kind of going on sidetracking, they took me there.
Right.
Pakistan.
Okay. How long was you there for, if you don't mind me asking?
So I used to go on a yearly basis because
Okay.
I was close to my mum and dad when I was younger. 2006, 7. I went on a yearly basis. Then in 2009, I remember like I got caught with like some weed at home and like like parents hating, oh yeah, smoking is doing this, or yeah. Then from private school I got kicked. I went to like 3-4 different schools, like normal state schools, and I was slamming school and all that, so they could see it sidetracking. So they then took me to Pakistan again. Little did I know like that was a one-way ticket for a while, and I went for 9 months. It was more of a punishment to force to keep me there. I went to like an army cadet school when I was there.
Oh wow.
So like the army cadet schools were strict.
Can imagine,
Yeah, like waking up and like doing things that you're not used to doing. And I'm into.
Yeah, you grew up here, so it's different. Yeah.
And them army schools are like really strict, so any opportunity that I got my way back, and I made my way back. It was a bit of there were a bit of up and downs in Pakistan that happened, but somehow I got my way back. I got through with the British Embassy and stuff.
That's good.
And even though I said I'm getting forced married, I wasn't getting forced married at the time, but that was the only lie I could make up to come back, because enough was enough.
Staying there, yeah.
Yeah, but had they taken me and had I chilled out and learned the culture in a bit more of a comfortable way, it would have been different.
Yeah.
The effect would have been different. Maybe I would have enjoyed it. Maybe I could have sat there down and said, I don't like this. It's been 6 months. Can I come back? But because I just got
Chucked there, left there,
I
yeah.
got took by sharks.
No, I can imagine. So how did that affect you when you came here?
So when I come back and I made my way back, and obviously I got come to the British Embassy, my mum's still there, and they're worried where's he gone. I come back and living at my cousin's house just near Manchester and stuff. So then I was just thinking, what, fuck this. Doing something like, I'm not for like pleasing people
anymore.
Because what I'd happened in Pakistan, the effect of that was straight away, like I had a point to prove, like I can do this. I'm a big man now, doing something. 16, 17, I can do this, doing something. I'm old enough to work. I've got provision. I just wanted to make my way up in the world, doing something. So it happened there, and then I started just from there. I started like
became your own
life. At that time, it was good to me, like getting picked up in a car, getting dropped off, meals getting paid for. You're lucky, like you shot in the street, like that small change, like 10, 20, 50, £100 at that time was a big thing to you. Well, for me, yeah. And it used to go a long way. I used to stay away from home, or I don't need any parents. Yeah, you bought me up, but I don't need you now. And then from there, like I went in prison first. I'm 17. Come out, did my first sentence, went back in again. About a year later, same thing happened. It was just a repeat cycle. And like a lot happened under the sentence, and then even in prison, like I got stabbed in my leg and stuff, and then at one point everything started like falling back on me. Like I'd gone so far up, and like I met a girl and she had a miscarriage when I went in prison, and I had a relationship breakdown. Too much was going on, and it just started coming back on me. And now when I'm looking back, I'm thinking like, it's only the little thing changes we could have made for things to be right.
Yeah.
It's only small changes, but because now I'm 28 and things are like 10, 15 years gone, you can't go back and change it. But like, you can help other people that are growing up,
100%.
and a lot of things still do exist, like what we must, especially Asian communities. Like, if someone's like selling drugs, the parents know, but they'll deny it. Yeah, like, but then he'll be out in the open when he gets locked up, then they'll still deny it.
Yeah.
They'll say, oh, he's working away, and we're a bit ignorant to some things.
100%.
And it's just ignorance that leads people to this. Maybe you should start speaking up, and like, even without there, like, when I sell drugs for these old lads, 16, 17, and they were at 25. So now I imagine myself being 25. Could I sit with a 15-year-old and make him do this? And I couldn't. I can't get myself to do that. But the people out there are not like, kind of comes into like grooming. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone sells drugs. A lot of people does. You know, people do stuff, but then there's ways of doing it. When there's ways of like manipulating, and you're willing to do anything. Do you understand? Just to make it.
And like you said in the beginning, you just needed some change, really. Yeah.
And it's like using kids, or like, even could you like, I know people like who use like older people, I'll say like older pensions and stuff.
Okay,
Like using their houses and their gardens. I couldn't understand using someone's garden, so where they like manipulating them and using them because they look after them a little bit, or they live next door or something. They, using their houses as stash houses and stuff. So like, there's a lot of like things on the way that like innocent people and like vulnerable people get,
they prey on.
used, and that as well,
Oh wow, that's crazy. And obviously, like you said, you're older now, looking back on things. So how would you advise people that are going through it, or have been through it, or something similar that you've been through? How would you advise them? Because I feel like, obviously I can't speak and I haven't been through it, but sometimes they feel like there might be no way out. They don't know how to get out.
Sometimes it comes at the age, like I try to explain to a few kids, and when you're at that age, you just think it's only me, and I am me, and there's no getting through to them. But if they know you to an extent where they were young and they see me growing up, you have a bit more of a, like, I can't just approach someone random because they'll think, who's he? Why is he telling me for? Like, you think you're a big man when you're young, but you realise what a big man you are when when you have to take things on and handle pressure. That's what makes a big man. Do you understand?
Definitely.
And like if you got a connection with someone close to you, and if you connect to them, maybe people who are with them, you can like, it's like a ripple effect. You can get your voice out there. But like taking kids to Pakistan, like pushing your culture out onto them, it's different because that culture's been diluted down. Like when they come here, they should have understood this. Like 30, 40 years from now, things are not going to be the same.
It's true, very true.
It's been mixed in. Like they have to accept this. Like for example, I'll be honest with you, like my mum goes to surgery. Yeah, she's from Pakistan, so but she knows she has to speak English to the receptionist, so she knows that things are being changed. We're in 2022 now. We're not in 80s, 70s. But obviously, like then again, I respect their culture because like it's something that I'm part of. Like, I can't go around acting like I'm from a different culture, acting like I'm an Arab when I'm not doing so. I am what I am, and I have to respect that. I have to accept that.
I think it's also a thing of where we maybe have to meet each other in the middle as parents and children. Yeah,
like I can't drink at home if I wanted to. I have to respect that, and I do respect that. Same thing with them. They have to respect that. Okay, if he's doing it, he's doing it outside the house. They have to respect that. They have to understand, like, they come to this country for their better, and they did get in a better position from where they were living in Pakistan. But then they have to accept what comes with it.
Yeah, and which is some culture change, most likely.
Yeah, and that's what it is, a culture clash.
Yeah, it is.
What we want to be and how they want us to be.
Definitely.
Yeah,
100%.
and it's two different things.
Yeah, and in terms of like obviously. For yourself, when do you feel like there was a change for yourself, or things started changing in your life personally?
When I come back from Pakistan, when I went for the last time, I went for a long time, I had a lot of anger in me. I was bitter. I had a point to prove. I was looking at elders, and it seemed so easy, and I thought I could do this, and it wasn't easy. Do you understand? Like, you just a matter of time for them blue lights coming behind you, and then that's it. You're in charge. They just give you a whole new headache to deal with. You might be on a good roll, and then things are going up and down. You understand? You're in magistrate's crown. It just matter the sentencing date. You're inside. You're looking forward to come out, and it's a bit of a repeat cycle until you actually get sick of it.
Did you feel?
I know some people who are older than me, and they're still like 32.
Still going through that.
And they're still doing prison, and like, it's like dead time. you can do as many courses as you want, but in reality, you're not achieving nothing.
Did you feel, obviously, in terms of criminal justice system, did you feel like you was treated fairly? Like, obviously,
To an extent, well, first 3 sentences I did, I didn't really want much from the justice system. It's just a matter of getting your time and get out.
and going
You
in.
understand? But the justice system can't change you. Like, if you think that they're in jail because you're in there with people who are giving you more ideas, and you're thinking, you know what?
I didn't actually think about that. Yeah.
I've been caught 3 times for this. That sounds like an easy graft. Let's jump on that one. Do you understand? And you're coming out with more ideas.
You're
People come
right.
out-
I never thought of it like that. You
Some
know.
people come out and they've gone in for drugs and they switch their game around and start doing fraud. And if they're not going in for fraud, they come out and doing. They know some guy who is a prolific thief and he's
And you
pushing
do
cars and
think
now
that.
he's flipping cars.
Right.
And he's not being his trade because he's got 1-2 people and he knows it's easier for him and he can just invest money and just take a back seat.
It's true. So in terms of rehabilitation, it's not really happening, is it?
Rehabilitation's not happening, but I think it does change the people who hit rock bottom, like when they lose loved ones or, when certain things happen or like when they realise, look,
This is
you
so
know,
much. Yeah.
and it's not worth it, you understand? And this last sentence I did, like I got stabbed in my leg and a month into it, 2 months into it, and I started thinking like, why is it happening? First, I was paranoid, thinking, is it going to flare up more when the doors open and I go on the wing and stuff. Then it hit an extent where I'm thinking, like, I'm in here, I'm going through shit. We're only like deprived from what we eat, when we shower, when we go to the toilet. We're already deprived of a lot of stuff. The last thing is like someone sticking something in you
Yeah.
and like taking your life off you.
Literally,
It's
it's true.
bad enough as it is.
And that was kind of like, this is it.
A turning point, and then I just got sick of it then, and I come out and like probation, like I had a lot of mental health issues, like I was kind of still living in the past and I had a dark past, and probation got me in touch with him, and it just went on from there. But in probation, this year on this sentence, I've learned to talk about it, like I've mastered a lot of stuff, and I've learned like if you don't talk about it, you're just gonna keep it inside you. You can still try living with that name or whatever you're trying to keep up to, whatever appearances you're trying to keep up to. You're gonna carry on with it. Sometimes you have to snap out of it and talk about it and let people know you're not about that no more. Because some people just do it to keep up to what they've been doing for so many years, and inside they've got a bit of a dark, hollow like truth, where they're not telling anyone.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like they might be with a bird, and that bird is, she knows that he's not making money no more, but he's only out there to make money to please. There's different sorts of people.
They try to please different people out there.
100. Yeah.
And the streets, they don't love you. They just take you away from people.
Loads of people don't see it like that though. Yeah.
It does. You just mum, dad, parents, grandparents, most of my grandparents from my mum's side, both of them passed away when I was in prison.
Oh, sorry.
I couldn't
For the last months, my mum's sister, and I've seen my parents age away, doing something, and you can't get that time back.
So you and your parents are on good terms now?
We are on good terms, but I'm at that age where
Kind of living your own life as well.
it's hard to patch back together. They still try telling me right or wrong, but I don't really take that advice on board, and that's how it's become. I love to speak to them and have that connection with them when I was younger. But when I was younger, I was kind of forced upon me doing something, like saying, you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to be Islamic and you got to do it this way, and that way.
You had no choices and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
that's what it comes out. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a no. It was always yeah. And if it wasn't, they were comparing it to Mr. Hussein next door.
Oh yeah, the usual, look what they're doing.
He's got a few degrees and you got we are, and everyone's not like that though.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I was going to ask you something, gosh. Oh yeah, I was going to say, obviously, I know that you mentioned that there was you had some mental health issues, or just genuinely, but where do you feel like you are now with all the support that you've been getting from probation and obviously Imran? How do you feel?
I'm at a better, looking back, obviously, when I'm seeing him now, then it just sometimes reminds of the conversation we used to have, similar like this 2 years ago, and I had a lot locked in me, but as time's gone, it's got better.
Yeah.
I've let it out. I feel a bit more light-hearted, but it just
sometimes you still want to
because this is not an open. If you're not out weekend, you're trying to get you smashed and just trying to forget things, and then you're hungover till Tuesday, and
if it's not that, then it's just shit. Like you just everything's on people. Then I guess that's how I made it for myself. Do you understand? You just gotta stick to what you know. Do you understand? Because it's easy going now, right now. Do you understand? Yeah. Obviously, that's life. It's up women. It's up women. It's down. So you know.
No, I'm glad that you share that though, because I do feel like there is a lot of, obviously we're from London, and I feel like, to be fair, it happens everywhere. I think sometimes it's even easier for it to happen here because, I don't know, police is everywhere in London, but it's like a lot of young people go through that. They tend to get groomed, and I feel like loads of people can't speak, or they might not even recognise that it's happening.
People from prison, like on the county lines from London as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were up here, like they were like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, because they're just like newly coming from YOs, like they're turning 20, and I'm thinking like, how come you're all up here? But then they think, oh, our crime was in Hull.
There we go. That's what I'm saying.
And, our crime was in Hull, so we got convicted in Hull Crown Court. But I'll give you like, what made you come to Hull at the age of 20? Oh, we wasn't the guy we were working for. We had a line up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But then like someone we should like break down because they're not in the local jail, number one. They're out of the area.
So they're isolated.
Yeah.
It's
so
crazy.
they've been doing like messing about up in Hull, and then people like from that area recognise them, like when they've been robbing people and stuff, and then they're thinking, and they're out their element. Do you understand? They're out their comfort zone. And
Yeah.
they don't like it. Someone like I could emotionally connect her because I'm good at connecting with people, and I could connect with them, and I could see like they've been through that same phase what I've been through. Do you understand? And I could see them coming through the YOs, turning 21, coming to adult jail. They're like 200, 300 miles away from home. Like the parents having to come and visit, like come a day for staying. Like it's not nice, is it?
It's not. It's not. I feel like you should definitely talk to people because I can tell that you're quite passionate about things like, and I feel like it'd help people, young people anyway, going through it. So.
But if it's easy as that, you could just tell someone, put it in.
I know, they won't just take it in. Yeah, they won't just take it in.
If I could like record one pass, it'd be a bit easy, but it's just like having to connect someone and click in their ear.
Because you could tell someone and they'll be like, you don't know nothing anyway. But you've actually lived it.
And
So.
it comes with the age as well, that's another thing. Like, some people just have that arrogance in them till they grow up and they tell someone.
It's true.
You need someone to break them down in life, and until they don't break down, they're not going to realise.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Like, you know, I've just been learning. Thank you. I've got something for you. Just to say thank you, something little.
Okay.
And yeah, just to remind you of me in this conversation. Don't forget me. But yeah, I just want to say thank you again, and thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next month, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe below. Thanks. Peace.